You'll live.
Hello again everyone, Deflect here for But Fair Gaming. Came to bring you a video on the fastest way I have found to gear to 326 in Star Wars 7.0. Now, I'm going to get into that, but first of all, if you can subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, it really helps me out. And if you could do that, it's greatly appreciated. Anyways, the fastest way to get to 326 gear I have found so far is the heroics. As you see, a heroic mission will give you 3 aquatic resource matrices, and if you do the weekly mission, you will get 20. So this one has 5, so that's 15 aquatic from doing each mission, plus the 20 is 35. This can be completed in about 20 minutes. So for 20 minutes, you can get 35 resource matrices, which seems like a bit of time, but you know, it's about as quick as I could find it anyway. The flashpoints is another way to gear, and flashpoints I have found, they took out the quick one, so it does take you a while. It will take you between 25-ish minutes all the way up to 45 if you don't have a good group and you wipe on some of the flashpoints, because they are scaled and they do take a while now. So to avoid that, I found the fastest way is the heroics, and the secret is to run 3 characters. You're gonna ask, why would you want to run 3 characters? Because that is the fastest for your equipment. If you go to the supply section on the fleet and you can see all the vendors here, you want to use the Conquest upgrade. Now, on your other characters that are not the one you're gearing, only gear 1 character. Don't waste your money and put gear on it. You can use the free gear that you get from the drops here. That's fine. If you want to have a run a set of that, that's cool. Don't open your crates, and don't spend any medallions on gear, because if you buy Conquest gear, it will slow down your medallion rate, because each piece of gear costs between 10 to 20 medallions. Now, medallions, why you run 3 characters. The reason you run 3 characters is every time you reach your Conquest points, you get 200 medallions of commendation for each character. Now, that is great because that will get you 600 in a week if you run 3, plus you'll get some randomly while you're doing your questing, so I'm up to 671, which is perfectly enough when I was upgrading to use up all my aquatic resources. I will have one more upgrade when I'm done and just enough medallion or medals of commendation to do it. I gear up 1 character, and I gear the items from 320 all the way to 326 before I switch to a different item. Now for the last one, I'm actually going to have to do 2 items at, I think I can get the last one at 326 anyway. But yes, if you do just 1 character, then you can use your crates, because you don't want to open these crates on every character. Your gear will be legacy bound. So take that 326 gear from your character that you just geared up, send it over to another character. It doesn't matter what spec it is, if it's healing gear, if it's tank gear, whatever you want. And then in your character menu, pick what spec you want to be. So if you want to be on your combat stuff, you want to be DPS, be DPS. If you want to be, if you need tank gear, be tank gear. But equip your highest set of gear. So if you have that 326 set, you equip it on this character. I don't care if it's healing gear or whatever, but equip it. So when you open your crates, you will then get 326 gear on all your alts for the spec you want. So that is the best way to gear not just 1 character, but you're gearing multiple characters at that, as long as you don't open these crates. And these crates I tested will change with your spec. So if I get them DPS in, I can switch to tank when I go to open them, and the gear that drops out of it will be tank gear. I did it right here. I switched to tank spec. I got all these, like these, I tried it with these containers, and I also tried it with crates, but they will open on the spec you are currently. So, best way to gear is that, and best way to gear your main. If you want multiple gear sets on your main character, switch your spec before you open the crates, because the crates will drop at the gear level you have. So that is the easiest way. Unfortunately, you won't be able to hit 326 in a week, most likely. You might be able to if you just sit there and spam flashpoints for the whole week, you know, 6 hours a day, whatever. But if you don't want to do that, you can do it with heroics and get to 326 in 2 weeks it will take. By the time you cap out and then you buy your next set of gear, it will take roughly 2 weeks to cap out to 326. Which is great because then the gear that drops is all going to be 326 and you'll be set, and then you can start gearing out all your alts because you can shift the gear over. And again, that's where the 3 characters come in, because it's very easy to reach your conquest cap, which then gets you your medals of commendation, which you will all use up getting this gear done. So the fastest way is the heroics. Run the heroics, I found. They don't take very long, and the secret is if you're going to run the heroics, you don't need to do them all on every character. You'll see you'll have lots left. You know, this mission can be repeated one more time. This mission can be repeated one more time. Do the easy ones if you want to do the quick ones. Do the lower planets. Drumacas, Tatooine is a lower planet. Save the higher planets. Not that they're much harder, but if you're strictly after time, the harder difficulty will take longer in most cases. And again, if you have a stealth class, they are very beneficial to run the heroics. That is the best way I have found to gear up. And if you don't know where the heroics are, they're in the combat training section. You pick them up and they will have the weekly quest at the top of the planet that has the weekly. It will say Alderaan weekly quest, and then you can pick up all the quests to go with it. So very easy to pick up, very easy to grab. But go gear through heroics if you like, and that way it will be time-wise the fastest you can get to 326. Now, to get past 326, you have to do Master Mode flashpoints, which takes a while to do. That will get you to 328, and then you'll have to do operations to get higher than that. So, operations definitely take a lot longer, but this will at least get you ready to get them all done. And at least 326 gear, which will be pretty good gear, and then you can gear all your alts with the same gear, so it will be very beneficial. Anyway, if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I tried to make it as least confusing as I could. I know the new gearing system does take a while to get used to, but once you get onto it, it's not absolutely too bad. It just takes a little while to get used to, that's for sure. So if you haven't done so already, like, share, subscribe. This was Deflect for But Fair Gaming. We'll see you in the next video.